Have you ever paused in the quiet of a morning, cup of tea in hand, and wondered, is this what I've worked my whole life toward? When you hear this message, I want you to feel something stirring deep inside. A mix of compassion, urgency, and resolve, because today I'm sharing a story born from wisdom and regret. One that could change the way you or someone you love faces the future. If you're considering a nursing home, or if you simply care about someone who might, please stay with me. The truths I reveal are raw and unvarnished, the kind that pierce the heart. But they are necessary. They might save you from a decision that seems safe, but can quietly reshape everything you value. Setting the stage, my journey and why it matters. At 82, I have a lifetime of memories, laughter, challenges overcome, moments of triumph and heartbreak. I raised children, witnessed grandchildren grow, celebrated milestones with friends and family. I thought I understood what life would look like in my later years. When the conversation about moving into a nursing home began, it felt logical, even responsible. My family spoke of safety, structure, and round-the-clock care. I believed them. Yet, once I entered that world, I discovered layers of truth that no brochure or gentle reassurance had prepared me for. Today I want to share 6 hard truths that emerged from living inside those walls. Truths about independence, connection, purpose, health, dignity, and freedom. This isn't a condemnation of nursing homes as institutions. They have vital roles for many who truly need intensive care, but too often people step inside prematurely, without fully grasping the costs. My hope is that by hearing these truths, you weigh every option, ask every question, and fight for the quality of life you deserve. Let's begin. 1. The silent theft of independence. Reclaiming your own time. Imagine waking up on a crisp morning in your own bed, sunlight filtering through familiar curtains. You stretch, savoring the comfort, and decide your day. A walk in the garden, breakfast prepared just how you like, a quiet moment with a book. That freedom, so easy to take for granted, is the heartbeat of self. But in the nursing home, I discovered a schedule that feels like invisible chains. Morning wake-up calls at a set hour, breakfast served whether hunger lingers or not, medications timed to routines that may not match your internal clock. Want to go outside? You must wait for assistance. Desire a different dish? Choices may be limited by menus and budgets. This structured efficiency can feel safe, but it also strips away the subtle sovereignty of daily life. Independence is not merely about the ability to dress or base oneself, but about the power to decide small things. When to rise, what to wear, when to rest, whether to read by the window or linger with a memory. Without those choices, life can shrink into a sequence of tasks you no longer control. I adapted because I had to, but each concession chipped away at who I was. My routines, once mine, became borrowed. Over time I questioned, if I cannot choose the rhythm of my own day, what remains uniquely me? Before making any decision about long-term care, ask, how can I preserve autonomy? Explore in-home support, meal delivery, part-time caregiving. Technologies such as remote monitoring might help maintain safety while leaving choice intact. Fight to keep independence alive in every possible way, because once it's surrendered, reclaiming it is an uphill battle. 2. Feeling invisible, the quiet pain of loneliness. Human beings thrive on connection, shared laughter, familiar voices, tender visits. When I first moved in, my family promised weekly visits, weekend gatherings, holiday celebrations. At first they came, but life's demands, work, children's activities, distance, gradually filled their calendars. Phone calls replaced visits. Visits turned into hurried check-ins. In the halls of the nursing home, I witnessed other residents gazing at closed doors. hoping today someone remembered them. It's not that families intend neglect. Love doesn't vanish. But when someone steps out of daily life, it's easy for them to slip from view. And loneliness is a thief. It steals joy, undermines emotional health, and can hasten physical decline. I remember sitting in the common room, warmed by sunshine streaming through the window, yet feeling an icy emptiness inside. Should I call my daughter again? Would I seem burdensome? So I stayed silent, letting another day pass. To guard against this invisible suffering, proactive planning is essential. Discuss visitation schedules honestly. Set realistic expectations and creative solutions, video calls, shared photo albums, voice messages. Engage community volunteers, neighbors or friends who can visit or call regularly. Explore intergenerational programs where schools, churches, or clubs connect with elders. Loneliness can feel like a private burden, but preparing a support network can keep you visible in the lives of others. Remember, asking for presence is not weakness. It's an act of self-care and a reminder to loved ones of your ongoing importance. 3. The erosion of purpose, cultivating meaning beyond age. Purpose fuels the spirit. In my home, I had chores, a garden to tend, meals to plan, correspondence to manage. Even the simplest tasks affirmed my value. But in the nursing home, roles vanished. Someone else prepared meals, cleaned rooms, organized activities. At first I welcomed rest. Oh, the relief of no longer bearing every responsibility. But soon came the stillness. Long hours where nothing beckoned me. I watched others drift into apathy, eyes glazed, waiting for time to pass. I remember George, an 84-year-old former carpenter. At home, his hands built, crafted, repaired. Here, he had no tools, no projects. His identity, a builder, felt lost. He told me, I feel like a ghost of myself. That sentiment echoed in my own heart. If nothing I do matters, why rise in the morning? Purpose isn't about grand achievements. It's in caring for something. A plant, a pet, a small routine, a shared story. Without it, days blur into emptiness. Before moving into any care setting, identify ways to preserve or create purpose. Could you maintain a small garden plot? Arrange for safe home visits where you can continue a hobby. Volunteer to mentor younger people, sharing decades of experience. Write memoirs, letters, or record audio stories. Even simple rituals, morning stretches, reading groups, crafting circles, anchor meaning. When considering care, ask, how will I continue? How will my passions be honored? A life without purpose is like a lamp without oil, the flame sputters. Seek arrangements that nourish your drive, whatever your age. 4. The invisible cost to health. When convenience becomes a burden. Ease can be deceptive. Upon arrival, the thought of meals delivered, assistance at the push of a button, help reaching the bathroom felt like a blessing. But I didn't grasp how inactivity would grip me. My daily walks ceased. The act of cooking vanished. I found myself sitting longer, moving less. Within months, my strength waned. Legs that once carried me confidently became fragile. Balance faltered. I went from walking independently to relying on assistance. This pattern repeated among many residents. The more help provided, the less incentive to exercise. Yet movement isn't optional, it's vital. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, cardiovascular health declines. The mind senses this. Losing physical ability can lead to anxiety, sadness, a sense of entrapment. Preventing this decline requires conscious effort. Even within care settings, insist on personalized exercise plans, daily walks, gentle stretching, seated exercises, physiotherapy, Advocate for staff encouragement rather than doing everything for you. If in-home care is an option, maintain routines, cooking light meals, gardening at a manageable scale, walking to the mailbox. Seek occupational therapy to adapt activities rather than abandon them. Recognize that convenience without challenge can be a trap. Fight to keep your body engaged, because physical resilience underpins mental and emotional well-being. 5. The loss of privacy and dignity. Honoring your inner sanctuary. Privacy and dignity are pillars of human dignity. At home, you close a door when you need solitude. Choose when and how to dress. Bathe at your own pace. In a nursing home, these freedoms often erode. Shared rooms, staff entering for routine checks, assistance with intimate tasks, bathing, toileting, dressing become the norm. Even well-meaning help can feel like intrusion. There's no whisper of choice when schedules dictate shower times. Knocking may be perfunctory, not respectful. I recall the discomfort, waiting for assistance to use the restroom, pressing the call button, wondering how long I'd be left alone in vulnerability. Dressing decisions felt trivial yet became symbolic. I was no longer steward of my own body. Meal choices, too. Picky preferences dismissed by set menus. Such experiences chip away at self-respect. Dignity lives in autonomy and respect. Without them, you feel exposed. Before surrendering living arrangements, explore options that preserve privacy. In-home modifications for safety, grab bars, non-slip floors, home care aids scheduled around your preferences, meal services that let you choose menus. If a facility is unavoidable, seek private rooms or small shared apartments with en-suite bathrooms. Discuss with administrators the importance of respectful protocols. Knock and wait. Offer choices in clothing. Involve you in daily schedules. Advocate for dignity as non-negotiable, because dignity is the essence of who you are. 6. The difficulty of reversing the decision. Understanding the true weight of transition. When I first agreed to try nursing home life, I saw it as a temporary pause, a trial period. But as weeks turned to months, my home felt distant. Rooms emptied, furniture sold or moved, modifications made with me absent. My children, believing they acted in my best interests, took steps I didn't anticipate, listing my house, reallocating savings to cover care costs. My body had adapted to a less active routine. My confidence in daily tasks eroded. Leaving became harder than arriving. The emotional hurdle, doubting my ability to live independently. The physical hurdle, weakened strength and stamina. The financial hurdle, cost already spent, limited resources. Many residents never exit. Not always because they can, but because returning feels insurmountable. That permanence can trap you in a life you didn't fully choose. To avoid this trap, plan meticulously. If exploring long-term care, maintain control over your home, rent it temporarily rather than sell, keep furniture in storage if possible, have a clear timeline and define milestones to reassess, consult legal and financial advisors, set up trusts or agreements that allow flexibility, keep exercising and nurturing skills to bolster confidence, discuss exit strategies. What conditions would prompt return home? How can in-home care expand if needed? By mapping scenarios in advance, you empower yourself rather than being swept along by others' good intentions. Additional insights beyond the 6 truths. While these 6 truths form the core of my regret, there are complementary reflections that deserve mention. Emotional resilience and mental health. Moving into a nursing home can trigger grief over lost life chapters. Acknowledge these feelings, seek counseling or support groups, share your fears and sorrows rather than internalizing them. Emotional resilience doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means facing it with guidance and community. Communication and advanced planning, honest conversations with family are vital. Express your fears, desires, non-negotiables. Create an advanced directive that outlines care preferences. Ensure your voice guides decisions even if you cannot advocate later. Transparency prevents surprise decisions that may conflict with your values. Financial literacy and resourcefulness. Long-term care is expensive. Understand costs, insurance coverage, government assistance programs, long-term care insurance, consult a financial planner familiar with elder care, explore alternate models, co-housing with peers, cooperative living communities, aging-in-place programs. Creative solutions can preserve freedom and reduce isolation. Technology as an ally. Modern tools can help maintain connection and safety at home. Emergency alert devices, telehealth appointments, medication reminders, smart home modifications. Embrace technologies that let you remain in familiar surroundings with necessary oversight. Social engagement and community. Isolation hastens decline. If a facility is necessary, prioritize one with robust social activities you genuinely enjoy. Music sessions, art classes, intergenerational visits, book clubs. If staying home, find local senior centers, volunteer opportunities, or community workshops. Nurturing relationships fuels purpose. Personal advocacy and boundary setting, whether at home or in a facility. Advocate for your needs. Speak up when routines feel dehumanizing. Seek ombudsman services or resident councils in facilities to voice concerns. At home, ensure caregivers respect your autonomy. Boundaries uphold dignity. Spiritual and reflective practices. For many, spirituality or reflective practices offer solace and meaning, whether through prayer, meditation, journaling, or simply daily gratitude rituals. Anchor your spirit in practices that affirm your worth beyond physical abilities or living arrangements. Crafting a personalized action plan. Hearing these truths is one thing, acting on them is another. Here's a roadmap to guide decisions. Self-assessment. Reflect on daily routines, activities you cherish, level of social engagement, and physical health. What do you value most? What tasks give you meaning? Family dialogue. Arrange a heartfelt conversation with loved ones. Share your self-assessment, fears, hopes, and non-negotiables. Listen to their concerns too. Together, brainstorm options. Explore alternatives. Investigate in-home care services, personal aids, meal delivery, housekeeping help. Consider adult day programs that combine social interaction with supervision. Look into home modifications, ramps, grab bars, and technology aids. Research community-based aging-in-place initiatives. Trial periods, if possible, test alternatives. Hire someone for a few weeks. Try day programs, use telehealth. Evaluate how these support independence and well-being compared to institutional care. Financial planning. Gather detailed cost estimates. Consult professionals. Create scenarios. Minimal care at home versus partial assistance versus full-time facility. Include contingency plans for health changes. Keep control over assets by choosing flexible arrangements. Health and mobility maintenance. Collaborate with medical professionals to design exercise and wellness plans you can sustain at home or in a facility. Prioritize physical therapy, balance training, mental stimulation. Build routines that preserve strength and confidence. Emotional and social strategy. Build a support network. Neighbors, friends, volunteers, social groups. Schedule regular visits or calls. Plan shared activities that excite you. If moving to a facility, research its community culture. Visit, observe interactions, talk to residents. Legal and advanced directives, create or update wills, power of attorney, healthcare proxy, document your preferences for medical interventions and living arrangements. Ensure these documents are accessible and discussed with family. Periodic re-evaluation. Life changes. Revisit decisions regularly. Stay flexible. New services, technologies, or circumstances may open doors. Keep empowerment at the center. Advocacy and feedback. If you choose a facility, engage with staff, communicate your needs, offer constructive feedback, participate in resident councils. If issues arise, escalate through appropriate channels. If staying home, ensure caregivers adhere to agreed boundaries. Embracing strength and hope. Regret can feel heavy, but it also carries wisdom. My story isn't meant to fill you with fear, rather to illuminate unseen pitfalls so you can choose more consciously. Aging is inevitable. Change is certain, but how we face it defines our later chapters. You possess decades of resilience, creativity, and knowledge. That inner reservoir can guide you to solutions that honor your individuality. Even if circumstances force care in a facility, the truths we discussed can help you negotiate terms that preserve dignity, insisting on choice, maintaining purpose, fostering connections, exercising your body and mind. And if staying home is viable, celebrate the autonomy and familiar comfort it brings, while staying vigilant about safety and support. Ultimately, this journey is about preserving the essence of who you are, a person of value with a lifetime of stories, dreams, and contributions yet to share. Let regret fuel proactive empowerment rather than resignation. A final personal reflection. As I look back, I see that moving into a nursing home was not just a change of address. It was a shift in identity. I traded autonomy for convenience, presence for safety nets I didn't fully understand. I underestimated how deeply daily freedoms nourish the soul. But through this regret, I found a new mission: to warn others, to spark honest conversations, to champion elder empowerment. For you listening, honor the wisdom that comes with age. Remember the person you've always been. Demand arrangements that respect your voice. Surround yourself with allies who see you not just as someone to care for, but as someone to learn from. And above all, believe that your life, no matter the years, is worthy of dignity, purpose, and autonomy until your final breath. If this message resonates, share it with those who need to hear it. Adult children, caregivers, friends, community leaders. Let's transform regret into action. Let's craft a future where aging is met with respect, creativity, and genuine choice. Thank you for listening with an open heart. May you walk forward with clarity and courage, protecting the essence of who you are and cherishing every moment of autonomy, connection, and purpose you hold. Your life is your masterpiece, painted with intention, not resignation.